What's good, clan? IslandTraderfx here, back with one. I know I did not drop a video last week, but we're here today. I know for a fact I'm not going to do 2 weeks straight without dropping. That's crazy. Um, I do hope the week was definitely good to you. What we're gonna do, I have a video of a live trade that I screen recorded, so we're going to play that on here. Mostly what we're going to be talking about is how I finished the week, and we're going to be touching on risk to reward a bit more. I think this week was a key example of risk to reward and how it could ensure that you end up on top regardless of getting losses. So we're going to jump into that. Also, for today's video, we have a bit of a vlog going on in it, so definitely stay tuned and you'll be entertained. Ciao. Okay, so now that we're on the chat, let's go ahead and get it cracking. We're doing the overview for the live trade, which was EuroJPY. So as you can see, EuroJPY has been bullish for basically a month, right? If you're looking at from here, that's 1 week, 2, 3, 4 weeks, so more than a month actually. It has been bullish, so automatically we want to be buying, right? We want to be trading with the trend. Yes, you may see some people doing counter trend trades, but everything you see you don't have to do. If somebody jumps off a building, will you jump off the building too? No, you won't. So we want to be trading with the trend because it just makes more sense. The market already wants to go in a specific direction. Drawn liquidity though for Euro JPY, if we jump to our line chart, this is my drawn liquidity. So this is my ultimate all-time highs. Not necessarily saying that this is the all-time highs, but this is where I think Euro JPY will be drawn to, and it will be bullish until it reaches that area, and we'll get a lot of opportunities as they move higher. So let's go ahead and jump down to the daily time frame. So this is where I really started getting interested in the trade this day. So I believe this was Friday. So Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday was not involved. Just picture these candles are not there. So we're gonna put the chart, somewhere here. Okay, so right here. So at one point I noticed this expansion right here with this daily fair value gap, and okay, my battery is low. With this daily fair value gap, and you have this order block, right? So when you're marking up your order blocks, everybody know it could either be the last in this scenario, the last bearish candle before the expansion to the upside, or the last series of red candles before the expansion to the upside. So of course I look at the last series of bearish candles before the expansion to the upside. So me personally, for me, I don't like to see price come all the way back down into the order block. I believe that the fair value gaps have to be held, and this in itself will tell you if price wants to continue moving higher. So this was my thought process at the time. This high right here of the order block, okay, overlapping with the daily fair value gap. So let me go ahead and mark it down quickly. I just want to see price come into this zone, and then I want to go down to the lower time frame and get that market structure shift, right? But preferably I would have wanted to see price tap into the highs, but of course price did not, so I had to pay close attention to what was happening. If I go ahead and I zoom, we could actually see price tapped into the daily fair value gap just a little bit right here. You could see it right here. So I paid attention to that. So from my daily, I went down to my 15-minute. So just bear in mind that the purple line that you're seeing right here is when price actually tapped into the daily fair value gap. So this is my thought process at the time, and this is what I wanted to see. As soon as price tapped into that zone, the last series of bearish candles coming into that zone, I wanted to see that get disrespected, right, by bullish sentiments. So when price pushed into it right here, this was the last series of bearish candles. So when I saw this push, I wasn't eager to pull the trigger. I waited all this time, all this consolidation, all this chop. Remember, this is 15-minute candle, so that's a series, that's hours we're talking about. And then we had this nice expansion to the upside, boom, right? Doing what? Breaking above the series of bearish candles, tapping into our daily zone. I waited for price to retrace back into the zone right here, and bam, this is where I got it. Where did my stop loss go? My stop loss went below where price actually tapped into the zone, because for me personally, if price has to come back into that zone and close, then they're disrespecting the fair value gap, which would mean that they're not as confident in going bullish anymore. Chances are price wants to retrace deeper, it wants to move bearishly. So when price retraced right here, boom, I entered into the trade. On my funded account and my personal account, I actually had two zones. I think by now everybody knows that I like my 4-hour highs and lows. So this was my first TP, and this was more or less for the funded account. So right here, that was my TP. So you could see it didn't really take long. Price, shot up, bam, and hit TP. For my funded account. For my personal account, though, you could definitely see price chopped for a while, because we're on the 4-hour time frame. Each individual candle represents 4 hours of price movement. Price chopped for a while, but on Friday, I believe, yeah, price just smashed through. In the wee hours of Friday, price smashed through the TP area, and that was essentially it for the trade. Very nice trade, very straight to the point. Let me just give you a quick pro tip with that trade, because remember, Euro JPY, we expect to see price continue all the way up to 174, right? We want to see price continue all the way up to here. Now, that doesn't mean you have to enter and swing. Of course, if you have a massive account, you have like a $100,000 personal account. We're not talking about funded. It makes sense to swing. But if you have a smaller account, I would advise that you hop in and hop out. So me personally, just looking at the charts right now where Euro JPY is concerned, so of course price tapped into the zone right here, the daily fair value gap right here. And after price hit TP, what did price do? Price created another fair value gap, not necessarily a daily fair value gap. Price created a 4-hour fair value gap right here. This is not a trade that I'm in, but while I'm making the video, I'm noticing that that's another potential opportunity for me to get another trade on Euro JPY, right? So you could do one of two things. You could enter aggressively. So let me just get the long tool right here. This high overlapping with this 4-hour fair value gap. Of course, price already tapped into it. You could enter aggressively right here. Stops below the lows right here. And then you could aim for your 1:2. 1:2 right here. Nicely. So that could be a nice potential trade for the upcoming week. Or if you want, you could be a bit patient, right? So seeing that price is with... Damn, so my PC actually just died. But regardless, we'll continue. The audio might be a bit off, But let's just continue with what we were saying. So seeing that price already tapped into the 4 hour fair value gap, we're looking at a more patient entry. Just a while ago, we showed more of the aggressive, which is also a bit safer because you have a wider stop loss and a bigger TP. But if you want to do more of a patient entry, that's what I tend to call it. You could wait for from the 4 hour, you could go down to your 15 minutes. You could wait for sorry, not 15. You could go down to your 30-minute time frame. You could wait for a 30-minute fair value gap to the upside, bullish fair value gap to the upside, which is what we got right here. And you could enter a long position covering the low right here and targeting the high for a nice 1:2. So the high is just above 1:2. You could do that 1:2.13, or you could, just stick to your 1:2. So simple, a nice entry, a nice retracement, sorry, back into that 30-minute fair value gap, and then a push to the upside would be ideal for a patient entry. So right here, bam, perfection. But that's it for the breakdown of the trade. Let's jump straight to the vlog part. By the way, before I forget, this is the PNL for this week. As you can see, you have 2 wins, 2 losses. You could see that the wins are significantly larger than the losses. Well, I won't say significant, but you can definitely see that the losses are smaller than the wins, right? So with proper risk to reward, at the end of the day, even if you were to take a loss, 1 win would essentially cover up that loss and still put you in profit. So just imagine that you're a trader that trades, your ratio is usually 1:2. If you were to lose one trade, well, I wouldn't say one, let's say you were to lose 2 trades back to back, it takes only 1 win to cover those losses. And if your second trade turns out to be another win, guess what? You're up 2% if you're risking 1, right? So this is the importance of risk to reward. It's always good to ensure that your wins are higher or more than your losses. Yeah, so we jump into the vlog part of the video. I don't know about you, clan, but I definitely love my colognes, and this is my collection. I'm going to be doing I wouldn't say unboxing, but an unwrapping of one of the colognes that I just bought. But I just want you to take a look at the different colognes that I have. Essentially, it's all Arabian fragrances. That's what I do. You have your Latafas here, you have the Assad, you have your Afan Supremacy, you have your Al Harmain, just Arabian colognes only. So I'm going to rank them from, I wouldn't say best to worst, but from best to least desired. Yeah, I think that's the the better wording. So just check it out. Yeah, so no more gatekeeping. No more gatekeeping. I'm giving you from the best. The best is in the front all the way to the least desired. So my number 1 is Afan Supremacy. Very potent, very loud, amazing ciliage, and then you have Amber Oud. This is from Al Harmain. Nice, sweet, citrusy smell, not too sweet. Kind of smells like YSL. Then you have the famous Latafa Assad. How would I describe that one? It has more of a cinnamon smell, nutmeg, that kind of perfume. That's the scent. Then you have Wood for Glory. Wood for Glory is a very loud perfume. You cannot put too many sprays for the Wood for Glory. Has a really strong masculine smell as well. Then you have Quad Alpha Sun. This is literally a can of pineapples. Literally a can of pineapples. Very sweet, very loud, I think it would probably last about anywhere between 4 and 5 hours. It's not as strong as Supremacy or Wood for Glory, but definitely a good summer fragrance. Followed by, I think that's Nebras. It smells like a bakery. Not even gonna lie. Like when you spray it on, it has a sweet smell. It smells like cake. Like you just made a cake and it's fresh out the oven. That's what it smells like. And you then have Zanzibar, Assad Zanzibar. Not one of my favorites. More of a coconut smell. I think it's coconut and vanilla. Yeah, not too bad. Then you have this one, similar to Oud for Glory, but it has more of a floral note in there. This one is that one. I don't even know how to describe the scent, but not one of my best. I would probably use that in the house, to be very honest, or as an air freshener. And then you have this really nice one here. Can't remember the name. Very interesting design. I would say it has the best design of all of my colognes. But the smell really isn't. It smells like grapefruit and something else. The smell really isn't that good for me personally. But yeah, that's it for the fragrances. Whether you're a guy or whether you're a girl, definitely get your cologne game up. It feels good to look good and smell good. So I'm gonna quickly unbox one of the fragrances that I just bought. I think it's called Replica by Manson something. I can't remember. A friend recommended it to me, so gonna do a quick unboxing. Spray it a bit, see what it smells like. Yeah. So this is the cologne. Let me see how I'm going to unbox that with one hand. I'm trying to unbox it with one hand. But it has a really nice fresh scent. After struggling a bit, I got it out. So nice fresh scent, like I mentioned. Smells like the ocean. Really nice, I wouldn't say a really nice design compared to the Arabian scents, but it's definitely potent. Like I haven't even sprayed it yet, and I could smell it. Yeah. So let's go ahead and see how it sprays. Just gonna spray one spray. Yeah, not bad at all. But yeah, that's it. Like I mentioned, get your cologne game up. It is good to feel good, smell good, and look good. All right. You don't want to be passing by anybody and you're taking the smell of perspiration. Yeah. But let's continue with the vlog. The next spot you're gonna be seeing me at is the Logos. If you don't know what it is, look it up on the internet. Logos Hope. It's essentially a library on water. Yes, a huge boat filled with books. So we're gonna go ahead and check out and see what books we could get over there. I have a list of at least 10 boats. Sorry, 10 books that I want to buy. So hopefully I could get those books in there. Ciao. Okay, so from afar, this is what the Logos boat looks like. Unfortunately, we have horrible weather today. Well, it wasn't like that the entire morning, but this afternoon, that is what it's like. But this is where we're headed, to the Logos.
You've made it. Whether your journey here has been short or long, we all took a journey.
officially back home from the logos. These are the 4 books that I got. I had a list of 10, and in the 10, I was only able to get this one, the 5 love languages. So I had to go ahead and pick 3 other random books. These are the books that really caught my attention. These are more or less leadership books. This one is a bit interesting. But yeah, that would basically summarize the video. That would be the end of the video. Of course, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to share. All of it is completely free. And I hope I catch you in the next one. Ciao.